Welcome to round 8 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. This week landing in Japan and racing at the Okayama circuit, nestled in the mountains of the southwest, 100 kilometres from Osaka and 300 from the capital, Tokyo. With only 5 rounds left after tonight's 28-lap race, pressure is building on championship contending drivers to keep in the hunt with Sean McNamara, who has won the last 2 races at Alton Park and Virginia Raceway. With the top 5 drivers in the championship holding positions in the last couple of rounds, drivers such as Alex Court, Todd Hayne, Blake Warboys and Darren Caldwell need to assert themselves tonight. Joining me for tonight's racing is Ben Morris. How's it going, Ben?
Well, konnichiwa, Jamie. It is a very exciting round. It will be a tough one, I think. Tight, twisty. It's not a long lap here either.
And not a lot of
and not a lot of laps to really get in there. So I think it's going to be very exciting at the start, especially through the pit stops. And there's probably a couple of people who will absolutely be on the back door of Sean McNamara after his couple of wins. I think Alex Court will be one to watch. He'll be on a charge, and like Blake Warboys, he's always threatening. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a cracker for the NTS V8 series. It should be very, very cool.
Right there, Ben. It's going to be very interesting to see who can handle the pressure of these front runners. We've got a couple of guys back in the racing tonight as well. We've got James Anderson, who's actually come back and put the car on pole position for tonight.
Well, that'll upset a few
Simon
people.
Chadwick. Simon Chadwick's got pole position, followed by James Anderson. So he's put it on the front row of the grid. And our championship leaders, Sean McNamara, then Martin Turner, Blake Warboys, Lasseth Leonage, Alex Court, Todd Hayne, Mark Duggan, Marty Hanson, Lachlan Murphy, Darren Caldwell in 12th position. They'll be starting at the front of the pack tonight, so there'll be the names to look out for.
Well, that'll mix it up a bit, Jamie, as well, because look, absolutely, I think Laz is always a massive, massive threat. Chadwick's, was he got himself out of plaster already, or is he still driving around one-handed? Still in plaster. Still in plaster, we're hearing. I mean, amazing sort of stuff. I saw, I don't know, probably some of our listeners, all 3 of them, would have might have seen that he posted his video to show himself driving with one hand. Unbelievable. I'm flat out with 2, and amazing effort for him to do that. So yeah, keep an eye out. I think should be an awesome race. Mark Duggan. Yeah, I know. I mean, we could all do it, right? But we choose not to. No, it's no joke. He's doing a fantastic job, but that's fantastic. Mark Duggan's someone else I think that we probably need to keep an eye on. He's been threatening for races, especially in the early ones. So this is going to be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
It's only minutes away until they line up on the grid, so we better mention those friendly sponsors once again, Ben.
Look, absolutely. We wouldn't be here without Nationwide Tracking Systems. Massive supporters of the racing, obviously as our major supporters and sponsoring cars, and not only the series, which is really cool, and we thank them greatly for that. Abruzzi Racewear, obviously sponsoring all of your racewear needs. Track Racer for all your equipment and your setups. They're a great rig. I've got one, so what more can you say? Dripping Paints Graphics. Get your paints by Dripping Paints Graphics. They do a great job. Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, and of course Track Cams for Gourmet. We'd be lost without all these guys. So I really appreciate it. They're doing a great job, and I'm super excited about this race. I don't know, Jamie, are you pumped? I'm almost jumping out of my sim seat here, waiting for this race to start. I can't wait.
I'm trying to restrain myself. I'll get excited as they head into turn 1. It's an exciting time.
You're strapped into it?
I'm keeping it under wrap for now.
Well, look, I'm probably super excited because I missed the last round through some other commitments that I won't bring up. It's my wife, but hopefully she's not listening. But this is the stuff I look forward to all week, mate. So I'm super pumped. I think it's going to be a great old battle.
Of course, we've got our teammate out there, Darren Caldwell in Phase 4 Motorsports, so we're always got a little bit of an eye on him to see how he's going. He's fifth in the championship at the moment, and 12th on the grid, so we'll be keeping an eye out for him.
And absolutely threatening. And look, it might sound a little bit biased, but the best looking car out there. There, I said it.
Of course.
He will be in a Mustang next year. I promise you that in the paint scheme. I think we've negotiated that. But look, fantastic outfit. JP's going to pull me soon. I won't be allowed back in the commentary box after that one. But the race should be pretty close to starting.
Okay, well, just do a quick rundown of the championship points at this point in time. We've got Sean McNamara leading the points on 1,028. Alex Court 16 points behind. Todd Hayne 50 points behind. Blake Warboys 96. Aaron Caldwell 112. Trent Gossley 128. Jamie Davis 134. Martin Turner 158. Benjamin Siren. I still mess that one up every now and then. 172. Marty Hansen 198. And Lasseth Leonage 206. But we do have a double points round for the final round, round 13, at Mount Panorama, Bathurst.
Great track.
Jewel in the crown for the championship. So if these guys can just stay in touch and keep themselves alive going into that final round, anything can happen.
Absolutely. How many points is there for a race win? I mean,
that's a good question, Ben. One that I was hoping that you weren't going to ask me.
Well, it's a great question, and I throw it out to the audience more than yourself, Jamie, because it's something they should
it's 150, Ben. 150
points. So it's pretty close. I think in the last season, the top 8 could have won it on the last race. This is how crazy it gets with this sort of competition, and it keeps everybody pumped up and included with it.
Yep.
My black sheep, my bet.
They're all heading into the pits now, Ben.
My bet for the season, Darren Caldwell. There you go. I've named it.
Wow.
I've named it.
Gee, that's controversial.
Look, it's going to be, but people say, well, it's because you're a team member. It's not about that. That's where my money's at. But tonight it's on Sean McNamara. There you go.
Oh, that's an easy thing. You've got McNamara again. He's just won the last 2 races in a row. He is a man on fire.
It's random pineapples. How can I not?
Ben, last 2 rounds he was helped out as well with start line incidents. Todd Hayne was a man on fire last week. He was in pole position and in great form. Just threw it away going into the turn 1. I watched the horseshoe there, and I watched the rear end.
I watched the replay during the weekend. I had to watch it twice. I couldn't believe it. I said, "What's going on here?" Come on, boys, settle down. Yep. Fantastic.
And Alex Court been involved in early incidents as well in the last couple of rounds. So he's a man that's looking for revenge.
Well, I reckon Alex will have the absolute eyes on this week. He'll be super focused. I bet he's done lots of laps. He did some laps at VIR in a race I was with. I could see him in my rear vision mirror, but that's a whole rear vision mirror. He was in the rear vision mirror. I don't want to talk about. I know he's probably going to listen to this, and he'll be laughing. He'll be laughing to himself. But that's as much as I saw of him. But I tell you what, he'll have the eyes full tonight. He's an awesome character and a great driver. And
starting from grid 7 tonight, he needs to keep it clean. He needs to get it.
He will be charging. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be so cool. Oh, the sun's out as well. How cool is that?
Early morning start in Japan.
I love a good early morning start.
We have
Christmas, Japanese morning.
So quickly through the grid, we have Simon Chadwick on pole, James Anderson second on the front row with him, Sean McNamara in the other black and green car in 3rd position, Martin Turner back in 4th, Blake Warboys in 5th with a new paint scheme, Lasseth Leonage and Alex Court in 6th and 7th, Todd Hayne in the Bow Repairs car there in 8th, Mark Duggan in 9th, Marty Hansen in 10th, Darren Caldwell 11th. In lights any second now.
Gee, Chadwick's done well to be on there, hasn't he? That's a fantastic result.
Let's see if he can get a clean start.
Good start.
James Anderson coming back just a couple of rounds. Front row. Might be a bit rusty, so he's a man to look out for.
Oof, I'm excited. I'm tingling. I'm absolutely tingling, Jamie.
Revs are rising. It looks like it saw a snap-on car move, false start there. And they're racing, heading down into turn 1 here at Okayama.
Simon's out in
And
front
one. All happening.
there. Mirroring some stuff at the back.
Chadwick, McNamara. Positions the reverse from last week. Anderson's dropped back to third. Martin Turner in fourth. Asset Leonage into fifth. Todd Haynes sixth. And there's a little bit of a battle there between Leonage and Todd Haynes.
Oh, Chadwick went a bit wide there on the brakes.
And McNamara didn't make a clean exit there coming out of the Atwood hairpin loop corner down the back straight.
Look at Anderson on the back of McNamara.
250 kilometres an hour. Chadwick braking hard for the hairpin. McNamara close on his tail. Anderson in third. Revolver. Piper.
Geez,
with his short little shoot behind the pits.
I'll tell you what, JP's going to have a heart attack here because there are 4 Mustangs in front.
What's happened to the Commodores?
Oh, I don't know. Are they still making them? I'm not sure. But look at this. Look at Chadwick. This guy's got one hand. I mean, he's got 2 hands. One's in a plaster, but have a look at this.
Meacock's falling down the list at the moment. He's had an incident. Cameron Veacock.
Now, what I want to know is McNamara and Chadwick, is there going to be some help here for McNamara with the championship?
No team orders, Ben. No team orders. 9-5 Sim Sports.
These guys.
They've got it all to play for.
They're doing a Johnny Farnham. This time they're playing to win, guys. This is fantastic.
On lap 2, Chadwick leads by 0.7 of a second over his teammate Sean McNamara. Anderson in third. All a little bit Indian file at the moment.
A little bit of a brake lock there from Simon Chadwick. Just checking that out.
They're all pushing hard. Tyres will have the maximum grip at the moment, so now's the time.
They will too.
Trent Gossley's there, made an early pit stop. That's the drive-through. He's got to stop hold. He was the snap-on car that moved on the grid. So he's going to have 30 seconds of a hold.
And Dean Williams.
Oh, look at the wheel spin already. Chadwick's
Dean
lighting up the rears.
And Dean Williams has got a drive-through as well. I think it's for language.
Language. Heated on the grid. Things got a little bit heated into turn 1.
Yeah.
Abusive comments coming out from the drivers, but
we don't want that.
It's easy to happen when the emotions are high and the nerves are on edge. Chadwick leading. McNamara. He's pulling out a gap. He's pulled another 2/10 on this lap.
There's some chat.
Oh, you can see he's pushing hard, Chadwick. The car's moving around quite a bit. There's a bit of a battle back here as well. If I can have a look, it's Leonage and Todd Haynes. Leonage has actually had to lift. Is that right? Who's that? Oh, that's Blake Warboys. Blake Warboys is going back down the field. I'm not sure what's happened there. He might have got a slow down. He's had to have a big lift going down the pit straight.
Yeah, he does. He's pulled right out of it. That's let Darren Caldwell pass, hasn't it?
Darren Caldwell up in 10th spot for Phase 4 Motorsports. I believe. They're all sort of holding station at the moment. While there's plenty of grip, these cars are easy to drive, so not many mistakes at this point in time on lap 3. Just wait and see as the laps start to wear down those tyres, and you'll be able to notice very quickly the drivers that have been pushing hard and overusing those tyres start to slide, start to understeer, have trouble putting the traction down.
Well, that's a really good point, Jamie. I mean, Simon's he's just moving away there a little bit in terms of a bit of gap back to McNamara, but maybe McNamara's just saving those tyres a bit. He's just holding. Well, I wouldn't say he's holding Anderson up, but he might be just holding him at bay, which might be a smart move there. Just waiting to see how Chadwick's tyres hold on or not. But I'll tell you what,
Fine balance in the race between pushing too hard and not pushing hard enough. You don't want to give up track position. You do not want to give up positions, but you don't want to work those tyres so hard that you're just left with nothing to fight with as you head towards that pit stop and then towards the end of the race as well.
Yeah.
But we've got a little bit of a closing up here. Having a look. I think it's Alex Court is moving up on Mark Duggan. Alex Court in 8th place. He's dropped a place, so
in the
he's closing up on Mark Duggan here.
Look at this.
coming out of Atwood Curve. Hard to put the power down here. The track undulates and dips and carries on, and it's easy to turn the car and spin it, but still at this point in time, plenty of traction in those rear tyres.
Yeah, now, oh, look at this, Alex, just pointing the nose at... Oh,
Deep, he's gone too deep there.
He's gone too
lost
deep.
it. He's pulled in front of Caldwell.
no!
Caldwell's just cleaned him up and finds himself facing backwards on the track.
They
And he's
both
losing
had
positions fast.
both
They're going
had
to a replay.
Court had the rears locked up there the last
He was
minute.
deep, trying to
He
pass
was
Duggan.
very deep. And unfortunately, I think Darren
in
was an unwilling victim in that one. Oh, that's disappointing.
2 guys in the top 5 of the championship there. That's really helped out McNamara in that situation. I'm sure race control will be looking at that. This is not going well for Court or Caldwell. In fact, Alex Court's going into the pits.
He's going in.
I don't know if that's serious damage or if it's too early for a penalty at this stage, I would believe.
Well, is it too early for a pit stop? Is it too early for a pit stop?
It is too early. The pit window will not open until lap 8. So
yeah, that's going to cost him.
Really going to cost him. He's going to have to do this, and he's going to have to drop into the pits one more time as well. So wow, gee whiz, that's 3 bad races in a row for Alex Court.
Oh, that's disappointing. That's really
It's only
disappointing.
a quick stop. He's back off the jacks pretty quickly there. So he's using his fast repair.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fast repair.
So,
yeah, that's probably
car damage there.
Yeah, that's probably that might be a smart move actually. If it's get it in, get it out. But the car's going to be fast, not for the next sort of 5 or 6 laps being slow.
Now would be to maybe get into the top 20 positions on the in the field. I would think that's going to be a hard task with still another pit stop to go.
Yeah.
Back to the front, we've got Chadwick leading. App has raced again. He's got it out to over a second now, 1.3 seconds. So he's putting on a masterclass here. And finds himself in the new 9.5 Sim Sports racing team, and hasn't put a foot wrong since he's been there. Found himself in second position last week. Had the battle past Lassus Leonage to get up to second, and after that, reduced the gap on McNamara to less than 1 second. And he's having a great race tonight.
Bloody oath. It's a sensational result. He looks like a very commanding lead there as well, Chadwick. Seems very, very at home with the setup and the track. Clearly done some laps.
McNamara in second. Still holding off James Anderson. James Anderson returning to the series, so he's finding himself well and truly out of the championship standing. So really only has race wins and glory to go for now. In time, so you wouldn't be surprised.
And McNamara probably thinking, "Get away from me, will you? Leave me alone. I'm trying to get the points here."
He leads the championship.
He does. But I'll tell you what, though, it looks. I mean, if we look at this, McNamara looks like he's got a good control over this. He's not being threatened. Like Anderson's hanging on, but he's not putting the nose in. He's not looking around. You know, there's not pressure there. So it looks like it's a fairly even competition there. But at the same time, Chadwick is just holding that gap as well. He looked like he had a bit of understeer. Ooh, a little bit of tail out there, just heating the rears up a bit, but. It's an interesting battle. I'm really looking forward next couple of laps, seeing if there's a bit of a heat cycle through the tyres. This is awesome stuff.
Okay, on lap, we're having a look now at Mark Duggan, who now finds himself under pressure from Marty Hansen in the new paint scheme. In fact, Marty Hansen's just fallen off the back of him a little bit there, battling for 7th and 8th.
Mark Duggan, is he running a white car?
This is
a pure white car.
No, that's just on your screen, Ben.
Okay.
In the white car for the viewers at home. He's got it. It's something wrong with trading paints, but he's in the Nova Motorsports.
Nova Sports, okay, yep. Because he's the only car at the moment. But anyway,
he had an unfortunate race last week. These two actually made contact. Mark Duggan and Marty Hansen made contact at the end of
should we talk it up
Avenue Straight at VIR.
Should we talk it up a little bit? There might be a little bit of tension here. Here we go.
Talk it up a little bit of UFC style.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it was just a racing incident. Mark Duggan didn't quite give the room needed for Marty Hansen as the track sort of tucked away leftwards. Marty Hansen ran over the curb and they just tapped aside and just unsettled in a braking zone. But yeah, that was last week. I'm sure these guys would have got over it by now. In fact, there's a little battle just still with Lasseth Leonage in front of these two in fifth position. Todd Hayne very close behind him. Todd Hayne, a very fast man, so he's probably at the moment balancing up between really attacking the back of Lasseth Leonage and holding position. Because it's a 28 lap race, so we've still got plenty of laps in front of us.
Well, I've got some bad news. Alex Court's been given a black flag, and I think that would be for the infringement there with the unfortunate accident with Darren Caldwell. Oh, that's disappointing.
It is going to be a bad night for Alex Court tonight because it's going to have to force him to come into the pits 3 times in this race.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's not great. That's disappointing too. He's a fighter. He loves it. It just I could see when I think back and we look at that, and we'll probably look at it at a replay. It's like, oh, Mark Duggan's gone wide there. I don't know if you're on him, but they're really struggling a little bit into that off the back of that straight, getting that braking zone right. And that's where we saw Alex just pinch the rears and squeeze it in. And once it goes, Jamie, you know it as well as I do. She's a bit of a boat sometimes with the weight that's in these things. You've got to really, if you're not expecting it, they can go out very quickly. And we'll probably see a little bit more.
Once that rear end comes out of line with the front wheels, you're just losing time straight away. It's a risk to take.
They'll be dialing the front, they'll be dialing the brake bias in back and forth, especially as that fuel comes off.
We're looking at Pidwell. Pidwell in the dripping paint graphics car under pressure from Ashley Davis in the 9.5 Sim Sports car. In fact, Davis has made a little bit of a mess of that last corner and just taken the pressure off of Pidwell.
And Pidwell there in the triple paint graphics car. One of our sponsors. Great to see him supporting the guys there.
Aldwell, so he's making his way back up through the field. At this point in time, he's dropped back to 21st position. Got a little bit of damage on the left front fender. You would be very disappointed to see that, Ben. He's messed up the paintwork.
Oh, that's very disappointing. But look, we won't take it out of his paycheck just yet. So he's battling on. He clearly hasn't pitted yet, which is he's going for the long haul. He's probably just finding the balance now with the damage on the car as well, just working his way back through. But
25th position. David Leslie.
Into split one, fantastic.
Good to see.
He's the wild card entry into split one. David Leslie, for those of us who drive a fair bit of official rates, we see him in there a fair bit. He is a really strong, fair competitor. It's great to see him in the split one as well. He's a really good steerer, and I think he's finding more and more speed out of the car as well as he gets used to it. Great to see him up.
Definitely regular in the officials. Always good to see his name there. You know you got a good, hard, clean racer.
We'll have to talk to him about his number though. 666. That's a. Oof.
Flirting with danger there, I'd say.
Danger. He might have sold his soul to the devil, but the Goodyear car looking good too as well. Great paint job, and I don't want to make a big deal about it, but it's a Mustang. I mean, does anybody notice that? Don't tell JP. Nobody tell JP. All right.
Hayden Harrison, early pit stop. He finds himself down in 27th position. Coming out of the pits now. It's passed by Alex Court there going into turn 1.
Okay, that's interesting. Here we go.
I think that might be the first official pit stop in the window for tonight. So he's going to go for a long second stint. But that just goes to show it's going to be game on now for the pit stops. critical
looking
time
good.
here, building up. But at the front, Chadwick's still holding that, maintaining that lead.
I'm just scanning through.
1.84.
I'm just scanning back through down the field, guys. Ashley Davis there is reasonably close to Pidwell, and Chris Barnes,
Barnes right on his tail as well.
Yeah, Chris Barnes and Tony Gaffer not too far away. Good to see Tony Gaffer in there as well. I remember last season having a bit of a battle with him.
Yeah, Ashley Davis getting a little bit loose there on the exit.
Oh yes.
Sean Pidwell got a little bit loose there on the exit to turn 1. Ashley Davis might have seen that and his eyes lit up and he's thinking, oh, well, that might be an opportunity very soon here as they come into Atwood Bend again.
It's always
180-degree double apex, long corner, just waiting to put the power down, down the long back straight up to 250 kilometers an hour in the slipstream.
Yeah, it's always nice when you see that little bit of a wiggle or a slide out of a corner, isn't it, Jamie? Because you know their tyres are just under a little bit of pressure. You got a bit more confidence in it. You can push a bit harder, and hopefully they can do a bit more of it.
It is nice when the car in front of you does that, and yours doesn't.
Yeah, usually it's mine when you're chasing me, but anyway, that's a whole different story. So, but Pidwell there, he's doing a great job.
Pidwell in 12th position. Ashley Davis in 13th. Chris Barnes in 14th. Chris Barnes having a good race tonight in the tanked, very bright livery.
A lot of these cars, Jamie, you'll notice are sponsored by a Bruzy Racewear as well, which is really nice to see, and Track Racer as well. You see that plaster a lot of these cars, which is really cool. Great support. Yep.
Oh, and he's gone. Pidwell's gone.
Oh no, Pidwell.
He got a little bit loose there last lap. This time he's gone all the way.
It snapped a little bit there.
Losing positions. 5 positions gone. Just falls in and now side by side with Luke Holland. Luke Holland and Pidwell side by side. And there's going to be a little touch. Maybe a little.
Oh dear, boys.
Yeah, no, they've settled down now. Pidwell holds on to 16th.
Pidwell's probably
Holland
punched
settles for 17th, but Pidwell, he was getting looser and looser, and there's that classic evidence of that, those tyres just starting to give way. Pidwell might be a good time now for him to hit that pit lane.
Yeah, he'll probably be punching the steering wheel, and hopefully he's got a track racer rig, so there's no flex. But one thing, if you are actually looking for a rig, clearly sponsored by Track Racer at the moment, but through JP and the crew, and they've got a specials running there at different times and discounts available. So reach out, speak to JP and the team, and they can see what they can arrange with Track Racer.
Sorry about that, Ben. The action was just getting a little bit too exciting for me there. Pidwell and Holland are still battling away. Holland doesn't want to let this one go.
Oh, Caldwell just
coming through the final turn now. Coming through the final turn, Pidwell! Big slide.
No.
He's going to be on it very hard. He's gone defensive coming down the pit straight. Luke Holland on the racing line. Is side by side into the braking zone. Luke Holland's a brave man to go out there with a guy that's just gone off previously on that corner.
Playing with fire. Pidwell's angry. He's up for it.
Definitely, this is the battle of the moment on the track.
Luke Holland doesn't back off
pass
either.
Pidwell, he's going to have a look.
Send it.
Braking area here. Too many moves getting pulled off. Here's where you really want to concentrate. Get the power down. Pidwell's tyres are really asking for relief at this point in time.
Oh yeah,
and in the background, Pidwell's teammate, Jamie Davis.
Here we go, down the inside.
Here's the move.
Let him go,
mate. Let him go, and he's done it.
Yeah,
that's a strong move by Holland. Strong under brake.
Smart move, and smart by Pidwell as well. He knew that it was time just to let that one go.
Leaders in the pits. The leaders in the pits.
Leaders in the pits. Holy dooly.
Chadwick. Yep, Chadwick's hit the pit lane. Argan as well. Warboys as well. David Leslie, as you can see, is just coming out. Doesn't want to interfere with the leader there.
McNamara stays out.
777 car of Simon Chadwick. And there's been a bugbear in previous races. He's managed to stuff this up. Pit lane, he'd be very nervous at this point in time. Let's see, he seems to have done that cleanly. He stay within this white line as well, across the blue line where the blue cone is there, and he's done that. And nearly. In fact,
he's put in the fence.
It's all come undone.
Oh no,
On
Chadwick.
the exit to turn 1 on cold tyres. This is, and he's gone in again. He needs to give himself a little bit more room. He's backing out into traffic.
Oh dear. Oh.
After the brilliant, perfect race that he'd been doing up to that point in time.
Oh no, that's really disappointing. He'd be cranky
Definitely,
himself.
after the pit stops, absolutely guaranteed that he will not be leading this race anymore.
And let's
he will
not
probably
forget,
find himself behind Todd Hayne.
he's driving with one arm. I mean, this is an amazing result as it is.
That's what was going on. He might have been trying to make some adjustments on the steering wheel. Sean McNamara's in the pits now. Oh, geez, they're flying in, cutting the corner. Oh, in fact, if you saw that in the background, McNamara was in the and pulling up. Oh, really hitting the anchors there as he come into the pit lane. And I think Anderson was even deeper, and I'm not sure whether he managed to pull it up before the safety line there, where you have to get it down to 60 kilometres an hour.
Well,
it's a very slow pit lane
This
speed.
is going to be exciting coming out of the pits.
See, yeah, they're all the leaders here, all of them in the pit lane. As McNamara pulls away, is Anderson going to pull away? Anderson's away.
Long time in the pits there. Oof.
McNamara's done it perfectly. But he comes out and he finds himself in the same traffic that Chadwick would have been in. And he has to go around the outside of turn 2 with Wade Michael. Wade Michael's not going to give way. In fact, he might have just done the right thing there and let McNamara through. And McNamara will be relieved, but he's got cold tyres. Let's see if he makes the same mistake as Chadwick.
Gee, there was a bit of...
Probably guess not. He's
Michaels was on the grass there a little bit. I thought he might have speared off to the side there the way it tweaked around, but the professionalism of both the drivers has kept it on the track. That's fantastic.
Having a look back at Anderson now, he's got Leonage right on his tail. Anderson definitely lost time in that pit stop. And Leonage, he might have made up a little bit, but McNamara was definitely the biggest winner out of that pit stop section there.
Absolutely. Anderson seemed to be stopped for a long time in the pits, or is that just me? That seemed to be a long time.
I thought he might have even got a speeding penalty there, and he might have had to hold for 30 seconds, but he didn't. But just how long he was on the pit lane there on the jacks, maybe just with a bit of inexperience after missing a couple of rounds, he just hasn't been aware of his fuel burn. Just went conservatively, maybe put in an extra 5 too many litres, and that can be all the difference. It's critical. We've got Martin Turner in the pits now as well, Cameron Veacock in the pits. Sparns is our leader now. Sparns is the leader, hanging out.
Dear. Martin Turner halfway sideways out of there just because Anderson came past.
Turner in the Chicken Up Racing. Closely followed by Todd Hayne. 7th and 8th position. With Lasseth Leonage just in front. Todd, well, obviously you can see why Martin Turner was pushing so hard as he left the pit lane. He's found himself right in a ding-dong battle, 6th, 7th and 8th.
This is fantastic. How good is this?
I love the way the pit stops mix it up. Just when you think everything is sort of settled, the pit stop is just that extra element that, it's if you don't get it right, it can be so costly. If you get it wrong,
when you only need a second or two. You only need a second or two delay, and it's going to ruin your undercut. It's going to ruin the work that you've done to be able to catch it. I mean, we're talking about guys who are trying to make up a 1 or 2 tenths. You've talked about a full second. It's like a lifetime. Looks like we've got Leonard up in 3rd. Is that right, Jamie? Can you just check that for me?
Well, after the pit stops, we've got Chris Barnes in the lead at the moment from Wade Michael. Jamie Davis is staying out long again. They're just going down the pit straight again. And Chris Barnes is in the pits, so Wade Michael's now taking the lead. Sean McNamara, as the same as last week, finds himself stuck behind Jamie Davis, who stayed out. And
Oh, Wade
Wade
Michael's got
Michael
wide there.
leading the race has just gone wide in turn 1 and handed the lead. Jamie Davis, who hasn't made his pit stop. Got a lot of damage on that right-hand side of the car. Sean McNamara will be aware of that and saying, well, I don't want to add to it. I've
Look out.
find myself in a little bit of a comfortable position, but not super comfortable because James Anderson in third position is right in his mirror now. Just made a move on Wade Michael as well. So this is first, second, third, fourth, but Davis hasn't made a pit stop. In fourth place, Wade Michael hasn't made a pit stop either. Davis hard on the brakes into the hairpin. McNamara is thinking, oh,
this is intense.
He wants to get past McNamara. He doesn't want to take a risk. He's a very patient driver. Been in this position before, but look at the gap. Look at the gap that Anderson's made up. Everything that McNamara gained in that pit is now lost again.
Unbelievable.
He's had to go defensive.
He's had to, yeah.
Into Redmond. And up to Hobbs. Hobbs, are very difficult.
What is going on
And now
here?
McNamara's put himself in a position where if Davis wants to go the pit lane, he's going to find that very difficult.
What is
lane on this lap? Somebody does though. Wade Michael's got the pits. Wade Michael's hit the pit lane and Davis is staying out, and this is really backing McNamara and Anderson back to Leonard and Turner. McNamara's going to have to pull this off. He's going to be very aggressive here. Anderson following through. That. Davis. Anderson does follow him through. Around the outside into turn 2. He's pulled it off.
That was a great old move. He's tried to just hold him up there into Davis. And Anderson's forced the point and said, get out of the way. Pushed him way through because he's feeling racy. This is what we came here for. This is fantastic.
His gloves will be very sweaty at this point in time. McNamara leads. Anderson, Davis. Davis still hasn't made that pit stop though.
Well, you don't
I'm pretty sure anyway.
You don't sweat those gloves, Jamie. You don't sweat those gloves, mate. They've got the breathing apparatus in them. They keep you cool under pressure.
Oh, Davis so loose on those old tyres. He's got a pit. He's got a pit.
Get it.
The long strategy's not working here. Leonard will be hoping. Leonard, Turner and Hayne in battling in the background. They'll be hoping that he pits in this lap. They don't want to be held up.
It's an interesting tactic, isn't it? I mean, there's got to be a point, Jamie, where you go, the long stop isn't working anymore, clearly because I'm getting slammed out here. So I think it's time for Jamie to get it, to Davis to get it in there.
I'm pretty sure. It looks like it now. Yep, he's gone. He's the pit lane.
That's one lap too long.
He hits the pits and Leonard under big pressure. Big pressure from Turner.
Oof, I'm loving this racing. It's all over the joint.
Leonard.
Turner in the chicken
right. He's right. Down the pit straight. He knows Turner's in his slipstream and will probably want to have a look here into turn 1. Compromise for turn 1 now, Leonard.
Yeah, look at that.
Find it hard to put the power down. Turner's going to straight line into turn 2, but no.
Take it easy. There'll be a point.
These guys have been... Leonard has been a big mover in the last few weeks up the championship ladder. Martin Turner finds himself in 8th, only 158 points behind McNamara, so he'll be wanting to stay in touch, get that gap down.
Look at the grip that Turner had out of that corner. He's got some good tyres on that. He's feeling confident too. He's going for it. This has to go for it. But Leonard,
this is the battle on the track. Leonard.
He's a tough competitor. I love the way he drives. Ooh, see that tail.
Super smooth. Very fair, but aggressively knows how to shut the door and not make it too obvious. He's very good at defensive driving, can hold cars behind him for lap after lap after lap. Martin Turner going to be a hard prospect to keep back there. And Todd Haynes showing some herb experience as well. He's third in the championship and he doesn't really want to put wrong and...
He's probably thinking, throw your nose up there, Turner, get a bit of a tap on and I'll go past both of you.
Oh, Todd Haynes has put 2 wheels in the grass there.
Jeez, dear me.
Final turn.
Well, maybe, I hope he's not listening to me because that is... Let's keep it on the track first, mate. 3rd in the championship. That would have been a bit of a brown undies moment.
But McNamara is definitely settled after that bit of a battle with Jamie Davis for the pit stop. He's managed to settle that lead back to James Anderson. And these two are now pulling away from Leonage, who's still under pressure from Turner. Turner's in a great position here. We'll stay with this as they come down the back straight, up to 250k down this back straight. Hard
Here
onto
we
the
go.
anchors, down to 6
Now,
kilometers an hour in the braking zone.
Already gone defensive. Already
Hard
gone
to go around the
defensive.
outside.
Very
Leonage will
hard.
have to make a mistake. Goes too deep, but he knows where his braking point is. Hits it perfectly.
He does. He's done a great job there. The only thing Turner can do in those sort of situations is really force the point on the brakes. But Leonage will know that, well, there's nowhere really to go, so you can brake a bit later, but I still got the corner. And that's the game that you play with racecraft around these sort of tracks, or any really corner. But to look at the pressure. I mean, Turner clearly feeling very confident, and Leonage is he's working hard. You know, he's working hard. He's using a bit of extra curve there.
Third place. If I can hold on to third, that'll suit me down to the ground. 2 podiums in a row.
100%. Looking good.
And we'll realise the laps are ticking down.
Jamie, how many laps have we got left?
We are on lap 20, so we've got 8 laps left.
Wow. It's gone really quick.
2 leaders have checked out. We'll go and have a look in position 17. Cameron Veacock in the new paint job out of the Bow Repairs car.
Great looking car.
He's right behind Benjamin Siren there. And Luke Holland, who seems to have been in a battle all night, just behind Tony Gaffer in the Penrite car.
Yeah, what's Benjamin Siren been up to? Why is he back that far? He's
just qualifying, I think.
He's been caught up
pressure. The skill at the front of this qualifying. If you're not up the front, you're just not in the race in this stage of the championship. And in fact, he's made a little bit of a mess there of Atwood. And now he's going to be under big pressure here from Veacock.
Yeah,
Veacock's pulled out and he's going to have a dive.
Do it.
Long braking, and his Siren's left him plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
Had to. And Veacock's pulled it off. Siren might have a quick little look back here through Revolver. Tricky little corner out over the curbs there.
That's a good bit of driving from both
late
drivers.
apex.
That's a great bit of driving from both drivers. I think they both did well there. But you know, it's interesting. This is a different type of track again, Jamie, compared to what we've been on. It's tight, twisty. These cars hate this sort of track, really. And it takes a long time sometimes to dial in, but it will suit other types of driving styles. And I think we're probably seeing some of that play out now.
The patient sort of driver, ones that are smooth, very technical, very quick hands, ones that have a great feel for wheel spin and understeer. If you like understeer, this is probably the track for you. Which
is definitely none of that is me. So I should probably go back to, I don't know, a shopping trolley at this point. But
just wait for next round, Phillip Island next round.
Oof, look out! But I'll tell you what, the guys are doing a fantastic job, though. I think we're seeing some really strong battles right through the pack here.
Let's go back to Leonage and Turner, because the battle's still going on.
You've read my mind. You've read my mind. Look at this.
Leonage, he hasn't blinked, I don't think, for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, Todd Hayes playing.
Yeah, Turner, you could see the car under brakes, just wiggling, and he couldn't. Oh, and Leonage lifted a little bit early for the Hobbs hairpin. And this is rare. The rear tyres. In fact, look at the 3 of them now, right together.
Turner's like, get out of my way, I'm faster.
He's doing well, but Turner's going to be going. I'm really starting to think this. I want to get past here, right now. Todd Hayne, he sort of sit back going, oh, do I get closer, or do I sort of wait for the inevitable? You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Leonard's definitely got the eyes forward, but he's got probably one of those eyes welded into that rear mirror, looking at the Turner car bouncing around. Gee, the Turner car just looks so much faster, and it would only be about the way the tyres are being treated, and it's always easier to follow. You know, like the car in front brakes, you're going to brake just that fraction later, and it puts the pressure on the car in front. So Leonard's doing a bloody
a different story to
Oh,
lead.
look at the rear on that.
Yeah,
I think it might have been a
there's a
touch
little
there.
tap there.
Ooh,
Turner was
yeah. And
loose
Todd
on
Haynes like,
entry.
all right, boys, let's get into this.
Todd Haynes on the tail of Turner. Turner
Oof.
sort of lost a little bit of time there out of the hairpin. Ran into the back of Leonardo. Only a slight tap. Managed to get, if Leonardo goes defensive there, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to stay on that rear end and not bump him, but just push him, pressure him, and see if he can make a little mistake under acceleration. It's obvious that he's not going to get him in under braking. He needs to get him on the exit to the corner. So he needs to make Leonardo go deep or make a mid-corner mistake and just get the run out, because being 6 good laps now he's sat behind him, and Leonardo has not put a foot wrong. In fact, Turner has. Turner's gone. Turner's run wide into turn 1. He's got those tyres. And that's let Todd Haynes through. Todd Haynes up to 4. That's it. Chicken up racing. All that good work.
He'd be annoyed about that. He'd be annoyed.
What's worse, he now finds himself under pressure from Marty Hansen.
He just got a tweak on the entry there, and he's just had to panic. Oh, there's nothing worse. You're pressuring that brake pedal. You're hoping it'll grip up. It's right on the point of locking or not, and you're just like dancing that bad boy in. Damn it, he'd be annoyed about himself about that. But good recovery though. He didn't end up in the fence. Oh, although he's struggling a little bit though. Yeah, he's struggling a bit. But tyres are cooked. They got a bit of heat in them.
Marty Hansen up to 6. Turner. Marty Hansen up to 5th. Turner down to 6th. Blake Warboys in 7th, just behind. Simon Chadwick, who was the early leader in this race. We can go flashback to what happened at the exit of the pit lane.
Is he back to 8th now, is he?
Yeah, back to 8th. From 7 positions.
Yeah, be annoyed about that.
Early lead. We're on lap 20. We're just about to start lap 24. Into lap 24, McNamara.
Just looking forward. Gap. Yeah, just looking forward. McNamara's got a nice little gap there on Anderson, which things have settled, which is he'll be happy about.
McNamara will be going for his 3rd in a row unless something strange, seriously strange happens. I might have to watch his fuel, because we did see him take a very short stop.
It was a short stop, yeah.
He probably would know that pretty well, how much he needs, but he might have burned a little bit more to work so hard, but I can't imagine him probably making that sort of mistake. So, yeah, looking pretty solid there, Sean McNamara, for 3 in a row. If we want, we can drop back to Tony Gaffer, who's still in that battle with Luke Holland.
Yes, look, they're
14th, 15th and 16th here.
They're not too far away, are they? They're Gaffer will be hanging on to this thing. He's doing a great job as well. 14th, yeah. Bloody oath.
Luke Holland.
There's pressure right up through this race, which is fantastic to see as well. Oh, here we go. What's Gaffer going to do? Oh,
that's close. That is super close.
Yeah, that's close to the mirror, that one.
Gaffer would be feeling that pressure.
I'll tell you what though, Gaffer, he can hold his own. He's a very fair, straightforward driver, and you'll notice that he didn't even flinch to that break.
Sorry about that, Ben.
That's right.
I've seen Jamie Davis hit the tyre barrier.
Oh no.
Jamie Davis.
No. What's happened?
Jamie Davis he's been up and down all season long. Just having a battle there with it was Wade Michael. No, it wasn't Wade Michael. It was one of the tank cars. 34 points off the lead of Sean McNamara, and he's.
I think the tank
car. He's either been winning or.
Have a look at the replay, guys. But I think the tank car's just got a bit of a tank slapper out of the corner there, and unfortunately picked up Jamie. That's a tough one for race control. You know, it obviously wasn't on purpose.
They get paid the big bucks for race control. They let them sort that sort of stuff out.
100%. Apparently, I've heard these guys are on close to 7 figures for the stuff that they're doing.
And is that with decimal points?
That's highly overpaid in my book, but they earn it, especially in split one. But
Tough decisions to make. They're not making friends with anyone out there.
well, and they probably don't want to. But these guys, that'll be a tough one.
23rd position, Dean Williams. Dean Williams and Mark Duggan. What happened to Mark? Can you recall what happened to Mark Duggan? Why is he back in 24th position? Is he?
Do you know what? I can't. I don't know why that would be the case.
So much has happened in this race that
the car hasn't got any damage on it, and I don't know why that would be the case. And that's so odd. I was talking him up at the start of the race. What's happened?
I don't know, but he's in 24th, only one position in front of Alex Court, who's in 25th, but quite a margin behind Mark Duggan. He's still 22 seconds behind Mark Duggan.
Geez, that's going to be a dent in the old competition. Mark Duggan's having to go here.
Another guy who's had a shocker is Trent Gostley, who might come into the championship in 6th position.
Oh, no.
But in 28th tonight. 28th, and he's not running at the moment. So, yeah, that's been unfortunate for...
Jacob Brewer, if we can just drop to him at the moment, he's trying to. He's on the move. This is exciting stuff. We're seeing some gap closure, which is pretty exciting as well. On the NTS car there in front. Jamie, what would they be thinking now? A few laps to go. Tyres are a bit squirrely. What's the thought process?
Jacob Brewer.
And I talked too early. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. I don't think it'll be the commentator curse because I don't want to be blamed for that. So.
We're on the... I want to go to the Sean McNamara, who's on his final lap. But we do have a bit of a battle on here. Yeah, I was having a look at the battle between Brewer, Peacock, Holland, and Siren coming down the pit straight into turn 1. Teammates just close in turn 1. Surely they should sort it out. Getting close. Better switch to Sean McNamara though, who's going to bring it home again. Another great drive. A bit lucky. Chadwick seemed to have the pace early.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, he looked really good. But he was using those tyres up. I reckon he was using those tyres up.
Those 3 corners to go. Sean McNamara.
Well, Alex Court's had a bit of an off at the back there as well. We'll probably catch it in the replay at some point.
25th, but Sean McNamara is the man. He's not worried about Alex Court at this point in time. He's just worried about how is he going to celebrate his burnouts after 3 races in a row. Takes out round 8 at Okayama. Sean McNamara for 9.5 Sim Sports.
Well done, Sean. It's raining pineapples here, mate. Beers are on me. Fantastic result. Is that another Mustang? We'll have to ask JP. We'll go to that afterwards. But fantastic result. That's a brilliant result. Well done, mate. Great result for Sean. Disappointing for Simon. He looked so strong, didn't he, Jamie? But maybe he was using the tyres.
He did all the hard work.
Maybe he's using the tyres at the start there. But I think, to be honest with you, I think a bit unlucky on the exit of the pits there. But Sean, yeah, well done. He'd be pumped.
That's the difference.
3 in a row.
This guy,
Is that 3 in a row?
That's 3 in a row, Ben.
3 in a row.
He would be down with that. The work he puts in, the preparation, that's what it's all about.
100%.
He would have practiced those pit stops and known exactly what the tyre condition would be like coming out of that pit lane on turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
He'd know that they were slippery. He'd know. He would have experienced that before. He would have probably done it 3 or 4 times in the preparation for this race. And that just makes a difference. That's
Absolutely.
why he's number 1 at this point in time.
Yep, it's all.
Yeah, of course, Chadwick as well. Lost
Yeah.
more time as with probably finding it difficult. Select reverse gear,
Oh, yeah.
operating with only one hand. Left wrist broken in six places apparently.
Yeah, I mean that's
So,
horrendous. I mean, I don't know what sort of setup he might have had on the steering wheel in terms of downshift, upshift buttons, maybe.
you'd hope not to be using reverse in a race like
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. It'd be the last thing from your mind. So I actually do feel for him on that one. I think that would have been really difficult, and he was absolutely flying. I was really surprised how quick he was at the start. So yeah, unfortunate, but you can't take away from McNamara. It's a great win, and the thing is that to win you got to finish, don't you? So well done to McNamara. Great result. Let's see if he does a better burnout than the last one I saw. That was
Yeah,
that was horrendous. That one I saw it.
Hooked up. There's
Where
the
was
smoke.
that? Alton Park. There we go. He's got the centre
VIR
right.
was ordinary. VIR was a very
Well,
ordinary.
Alton Park was
celebration.
pretty rubbish as well, if I'm honest. But he's got this one sorted.
Well, he's
Look at
had
that.
plenty
He's
of
got
practice now.
He's got a bit more room.
Got a bit more practice as well.
There you go. Put a bit of line locker into it, mate. That looks fantastic. Oh, a little bit of grass. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We'll let you off.
Imports. Let's go through the field. Let's have a
That's
look at
right.
those finishing results. McNamara in first.
Nice burnout.
0.68 of a
Approved.
second back to James Anderson. Another 5 seconds back to Leonage. Todd Haynes still on the tail of Leonage in fourth position. Marty Hansen in fifth. Martin Turner, 8 and 6. Held on to 6 there at the end. Warboys in seventh. Simon Chadwick, very unlucky, back in eighth. Craig Newell with a great drive, up 7 positions into ninth. Chris Barnes with better results as well in 10th. Ashley Davis, Aaron Caldwell started down 1 position, I think, from his starting grid. Tony Gaffer, Jacob Brewer, Cameron Veacock, Benjamin Siren, Luke Holland, Hayden Harrison, Wade Michael Dumbrell in 20th position. Brian Cooper, who I believe might have got a penalty there for that incident with Jamie Davis. So in a unofficial 21st there. It might be a little bit further back after the results later on. Jamie Davis, Dean Williams, Mark Duggan, Alex Court with another nightmare. 18 down 18 positions from his starting position in 25th. David Leslie up from split 2 in 26th. Sean Pidwell, 27th. Trent Gosley, 28th. Lee Davis did not complete a lap in the safety car.
Well, that's odd, but a good thing as well. Well, there you go. Jamie, what a race.
They keep delivering. McNamara keeps delivering as well.
Yeah,
He's the
pretty
man
excited.
at the moment.
Where's the next race, Jamie?
We're off to Phillip Island.
Oh, a very high speed, high flying track. That's going to be exciting as well. There's nothing better than a bit of there's nothing better than a bit of tap and go at the high speed ones. But maybe we should get the top 3 in here. So
have a chat.
Leonage.
That's Leonage. 2 podiums in a row.
Laz.
Hey,
there you go, mate. P3, congratulations. Back to the podium. Talk us through it, mate. Well done.
It was a tough race. My heart rate is still going up. Hasn't come down yet.
I mentioned you might not have blinked there for about the last 10 laps.
Oh, Martin Turner put so much pressure on me. I was just being super freaking defensive.
You didn't crack, though. You did not crack. He ended up cracking.
Yeah, I know. Once I noticed that, I was, you know what? I got 1 second now. I can work with that one. Because I knew who was behind me afterwards. I think it was Todd Hayne.
Todd Hayne again.
Yeah,
you
guys
I
thought, you know what? Not another repeat of last week. No way.
It's good work.
Was good fun.
Good work, lads.
Nah, well done, mate. I think Turner looked a little bit quicker.
He was.
Looks like the tyres had a bit more life in them than yours did. But as we said in the broadcast, you could see that you were just putting the car in the right position, not giving it too much pain, just planting it through, and it was really tough, fair driving. We really love that sort of stuff. So that looked really cool. And at those times, it's like who cracks first. and you didn't. So well done, mate. Well deserved P3.
Oh, thanks, mate.
No, well done, mate. It's awesome. Anybody you want to thank and shout out for your P3 drive today?
Oh, mate. Obviously my sponsors, NTS, Nationwide Tracking Systems, Abruzzi, Australia,
Yep.
Hoodie Auto Care, Drive Sim, Track Racer, VR Covers, and Cars for Hope. And it's been a tough week. I just don't like this track, and it took me
Not the
ages
only
to
one.
find pace.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, you're not the only one, mate. I am not enjoying it already in the official series, mate. So no,
Nah.
you're definitely in the same spot with that.
But being smooth pays off though.
Yeah, look, I think like the racing right through was fantastic. I'm sure you'll watch the broadcast back, but I think the quality of being able to keep it straight and true and not make a mistake is part of the challenge that we have driving these things. And you did a great job, so congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, well done.
Cheers.
Well done. That's awesome.
Keep it going.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, we'll see you next week at Phillip Island. He's gone. Who have we? Up.
We have. Next up, we've got James Anderson.
James Anderson, he's back. He's back with a P2. Congratulations, mate. Fantastic result.
Oh, thanks, boys. Yeah, that was
How'd you do that?
Oh, mate, what a bit of a fluke, eh? Oh, no, yeah, I just approached this round quite a bit differently. I just decided to really hone in with the pre-event practice and just try and do as many race runs as I could.
Yeah.
I was practicing my pit exits, which is I think what's got me, which was unfortunate in this one. But
yeah, a couple of people didn't quite get the pit exits right.
No, they didn't.
It was a good smart observance to practice those pit lane exits.
Yeah, no, I gave it everything I could once I was out of the pits. I was closing in on Sean, but yeah, just couldn't quite get there in the end. But no, I'm stoked with P2. It's great.
Look, I think you touched on there, James, about the preparation and to these type of races. Like you've got to practice the pit entry, the pit exit, the laps. You've got to put the time in, and that's clearly what you did. And it's great to hear you say it as well, because people are listening. This is how you do it. You got to put the time in, especially in a fixed series. Everyone's got the same car. Everyone's on the same level playing field. But you've got to put the time in and work it out. So, mate, great race. We really enjoyed it. I know you're going to watch the broadcast back. You hear us shout about it as well in terms of what you did. P2, awesome result. Any shout-outs for you, mate?
Just like to give a shout out to everyone back home in New Zealand that was tuning for the broadcast. I know it's getting a little bit late here, but it's great to have all the fans watching, and just a shout out to my mate Wayne, who spent the last week in hospital. I know he's been supporting me quite a bit through this series, so yeah, hope you're well. Yeah,
well, shout out to Wayne, mate. We hope you're feeling better. Back in and of course, Jamie, you'll know this as well as you will, James. We're a massive Kiwi supporter base, so mate, all our Kiwi friends over there. Hope you're well. Hope you're loving it. And awesome to see James up there in P2. I know he's come back. He's landing in P2. What's he going to do next week, Jamie?
The only way's up.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. I might have to see where I put my pineapples next week. But fantastic, mate. Awesome result, and well done.
See you at Phillip Island.
Great result.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Awesome.
Again.
We've got Sean McNamara joining us. Congratulations, Sean. I'll tell you what, I just made a joke about pineapples. I hope our Kiwi compatriot James understands what I mean by pineapples. Because I'm panicking now. He thinks pineapples mean something else. So, Sean, congratulations on P1, mate. Mate, it is raining pineapples over here. I don't know what to do with them. Has anybody got another safe I can put this stuff in? Sean keeps delivering. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much. But
awesome.
I'll just quickly say that's Chad's win. Just quietly, I know he made a little mistake, but the guy's driving one hand. He had big pace early on, so yeah, I got there first. But drove my butt off. James was coming hard, and he just consistently kept popping in laps within 10. So that was really good fun. Really good fun.
Yeah, we were watching it, and he definitely got some pace there, but we were talking, Sean, about though the consistency of entry and exit of pits, and also just hitting the marks on the brakes, even under pressure, and that's really where we saw it right through the field. We saw the difference of being able to be, whether it's P1 or P4 or P5. With the laps that were being entered, and you did a great job, mate. You earned that one. You know, you were the one in front. You got to finish first. You got a first finish, and I think it was a fantastic job. Chad was driving really quickly there at the start. We were watching that. Were you sort of holding position? Were you saving tyres? What was going on there?
Yeah, kind of. I've got a very different style to Chad, so it's interesting when you look at our data. So he's kind of a Craig Lowndes, I guess. He attacks the corner quite hard. Whereas I try to square the car up off the corner and save the rears. And I think in the back end of that stint, that's where I started to chip that time back. But certainly wasn't holding station. And with James knocking on the door, and he was closing in a bit there. Once I sort of found a rhythm, and I didn't jump in last night. But like you're saying before, it's all muscle memory, and just getting a rhythm just makes such a difference. And I think in these cars, straightening up the exits.
I've been very impressed, Sean. Your attention to detail, the discipline that you have, the patience. It's just been very impressive week in, week out.
Thank you.
It's why you're the man to beat at the moment. Why you're 3 in a row. It's just, you've done a great job. Who'd you like to shout out to again?
Certainly you guys. Of course, Ben wasn't around last week. I took the week off, but you guys.
You blame my wife about that, but
JP for putting on a cracking series, NTS for supporting it, Jeremy Murphy Photography, Intimidator Race Engines, Velocity Motorsport Magazine. I've run out Racing Ears, Custom Air Protection, but not forget them, and Racecraft Simulators, and of course all the 9-5 boys. It's been absolutely brilliant banding together, and Ash even had a great run in 11th tonight, so it's good fun.
Good to see. You put that team together well, and I look forward to seeing you in some Enduros and upcoming races and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's something. That's why we went with 6 cars, so we could have 3 teams of 2. So looking forward to the tracks ahead of us, because they're quite flowy, and that kind of suits, I think, how I drive the car. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds good, Sean. We were just talking beforehand about the Phillip Island coming up. That looks really exciting. I'm not looking forward to doing some official races in this track. I think it's a bit of a go-kart track, but anyway. Awesome work, mate. And that's it's a great result, well deserved. It mixes it up again even further. I think you're going to have some people on hot on the heels. The likes of Alex, unfortunately, had an absolute shocker tonight again. But he's going to be back in a challenge. But right now, you're in the driver's seat. So well done, mate. Awesome stuff. Keep cranking.
I just can't get those poles. So, but anyway, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
You don't need it when you win it, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, I'd like those 10 points for a bit of comfort, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. And in a Mustang, was it? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But keep going with that. I may not be back again next week. But well done, mate.
Awesome, Sean.
Cheers.
Good stuff, Ben. Well done.
Jamie, well done, mate. Again, the absolute professionalism that you deliver, I can only aspire to. It's amazing.
You need to mention those
every week.
Better mention those sponsors professionally again, Ben.
Absolutely. Well, we've got Nationwide Tracking Systems, our major sponsor. I mean, we simply wouldn't be doing it without them. They do a great job.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're far deeper into a lot of other stuff that people wouldn't realise, and they've got a lot of sponsorship, obviously across the cars as well, and hard to miss. Have a lot to do, and they supply a lot of hardware and software solutions that allow businesses to maximise the value of assets. So get out there and check it. That's a great thing to do. Abruzzi Racewear. Look, if you're looking for boots, gloves, it's where you need to be. adds to the realism of what we do. And if you're not racing, at the very least, if you're not racing in racing boots, you're wasting your time. Get them on there.
Not winning.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we know that. Track racer for all your rig outfits. Nobody wants flex. Get yourself a decent rig. Dripping paints graphics.
Man.
dripping paints graphics. You can see that the work the guys do on the cars, and we work on a platform that allows us to be able to see the quality of that work, which is great. We've got race management services, obviously helping out as well. Cognitive engineering with setups and things like that. Track cams for Gourmet says enough. We see it all with what we broadcast. You know what, Jamie? We sit back, we commentate on stuff. We're really lucky to be involved in this. I really appreciate it. There's lots of work that goes into it. And how good's the racing? Can't argue with it. So awesome stuff.
Delivers. Next week will be the same.
Absolutely.
Phillip Island, back to the Aussie tracks.
Phillip Island. I can't do an accent. I can't do a cultural related intro.
Well,
so
bring your face mask. Bring your face mask, and you'll be set.
Okay, well, I'll do a muffled intro. That'll be fantastic. Awesome stuff. If you're in Victoria, wear a face mask. It makes sense. It's not about. It's about looking after yourself.
Let's not get political. Ben.
Awesome stuff. But guys, I really enjoyed it. So thanks, Jamie, and looking forward to Phillip Island.
Not letting a cat out the bag, I hope, but with different format next week at Phillip Island. So definitely tune in for that one. Also, we're going to have 3 sprint races next week. So yeah, check that out because it's going to be on for sure.
Is it 3 sprint races next week?
3 sprint races.
This is fantastic. I'm not going to be able to sleep all week. This is fantastic.
Reverse grid as well at the end. So
boom.
Yep, it'll all be happening.
All right, well, guys, join us. We love having you in the audience. Have a listen. We look forward to it. Should be great.
Be safe. Look after yourselves.
Yeah.
Next week.
Cool.